Right, people. Let's get one back online. Switch off the lights. Ready to rock and roll. Chapter 3. Hi, Lawanda. We have just finished chapter 2, where we looked at, or chapter 3 is actually in 3 parts. Communication, chapter 3. We looked at our verbal communication first, which is the smallest percentage of how we communicate effectively, in the sense of the words we use, the pitch and tone of our voice, and we realized that your non-verbal cues are even more important. Between 38% of it actually, or 55% is non-verbal, which specifically refers to what we did or what we have completed in the second part of chapter 3. And that is the handshake that you use, how you dress. And people, I know that times have changed, but I think tattoos, or tattoos that is visible, any form of piercing, it might be good, it might be fashionable, I'm not sure, but I know everybody's different in that regard. I would not frown upon somebody who has whose tattoo I can see on display, or who's wearing an earring or a nose ring or whatever. I do, however, draw the line somewhere. If I have to interview somebody who's coming for a sales interview job, but he's got a stud in his tongue, it affects his speech. And although non-verbal is more important than what you, at some point you still have to talk. So if you're struggling to talk as a result of that, if it impairs your speech, then obviously it does not come across well. Again, you cannot discriminate against somebody like that in a form of appointment. But the fact is, make sure that that you make a good impression. That's the bottom line. Okay. We said in the previous session, do not rock up with your Crocs and Speedo. It's not gonna fly. Even if you're trying to sell Billabong t-shirts and caps, okay, and you're going for the surfer look. Those two have never gone together, ever, in no fashion phase. No, it's just wrong. Anyway, it's a personal preference. But again, because you don't know the person that you are meeting, what they prefer, make sure to dress sharply. Not too much jewelry. Okay, jy soek hierdie earrings wat jy omtrent in 'n sirkus 'n hond kan deurspring nie. Okay, maak seker dat jy that the jewelry you use are functional jewelry. If you're married, wear the ring, wear a watch. You don't really need more than that. Earrings for women, for instance, that's, to me, is fine. Okay, so I think clothing as well, very important. Wear comfortable clothing. Many occasions, I had interviews with potential coaches, sport coaches at a school. I was sitting with the body corporate, and we were interviewing all the different candidates. 90% of the candidates arrived in a jacket and tie. And I said to them, you're all crazy. You're applying for a coaching job at a school in Paarl, where it is 50 degrees plus for the entire first semester, which is when you are coaching cricket. Dress appropriately. If you're coming for a coaching job, you find in a tracksuit. Kom met 'n tekkies en 'n sweatpak broek. Jy gaan mos coach. Of gaan jy so coach met 'n jacket and tie, want dan gaan jy sê, gaan nie werk nie. Die ouens gaan maar aankom by die oefening en you're going to look at you like that and say, this coach must be crazy. What's this dude smoking, eh? Whoa! Because I mean, he's dressed in a jacket and tie. It's 43 degrees in the shade. No, so people, dress appropriately. Going for a financial advisor position, or that's advertised at Sanlam, for instance, you're not going to go in Crocs and a Billabong t-shirt and some board shorts. No. You go in a nice, you don't have to wear jacket and tie, But at least I would suggest a nice formal shirt and pants. Okay. Make sure make ensure that your shoes are polished. Makes a good impression. Okay. This section, straightforward and simple. We're going to finish with this today. Your written communication formats, people. Um, we all know, we all use sales letters. I don't think sales letters are used that much. Maybe for businesses doing business with each other, where a formal letter is sent with information. And it's often used when you have a client, when you've got a key account, and you want this client to sort of get a heads up before it goes public. You send them a letter and say, listen, next week we are launching a new product because you've been a loyal supporter of our company and our brand. Here's a proposal that applies to our existing customers. Okay, that's when you use these kind of letters or sales letters. Postcards, and it's quite nice. It's not remember, it's not the postcard that you send from somebody from France with the Eiffel Tower in the background. And no, it's not that. It's not a form of communication. A postcard is very nice because usually when you get it, the return address is on it already. You just have to fill your name in. There's no postage involved. It's quite nice. It gives you a lot of information too. It's very popular. It's used as a very popular means because it creates that feeling of it's also sort of a personal note. Emails, we're very familiar with emails. People, just make sure that your emails that you apply. Don't give me. Look at that example that I've given there on the screen. Anything more than that in an email to me, I won't open. I won't read. You can attach a document with a nice image, but the actual email itself, this is what it's about. Simple one question, thank you very much, and boom. You can add attachments. People will open attachments. If the email, however, is an essay, they're not even going to bother with the attachments. So use the email correctly. And I know that your specific generation are not keen on using emails, reading emails, or using emails for that matter. But it is it's a nice professional way to communicate once you're in a sales position already, because it gives you a paper trail as well. Your client will come back and say, no, you said 25%. I said, no, go read your email. It actually says 20%. Okay, so you've got a paper trail if people question what has been promised in the conversation. Okay, proposals usually also done between businesses when big amounts are in question. It's specifically, we have a new machine which is an upgrade on the, let's say for instance, Virgin Active. This would be a proposal would be a letter from Technogym or from one of the manufacturers of treadmills to say, right, attached, please find images and specs of our latest generation treadmill. It is the next generation of the ones that you are currently using in your club. Boom, finish and club. That's it. It's a proposal made. They can decide if they want to upgrade or not. Okay, so usually it's done for those type of transactions. And oops, amazing. And that is what is important in this particular chapter. We finish off with potential barriers of communication. Why does the message not always get through to the customer? People are reserved. They don't know you. You're a salesperson that they only met for the first time today. Don't call them on their first names. Don't email them using their first names. Realize that there are cultural differences. You don't have to make it an issue, but just realize that there are. Don't make distasteful jokes. Don't make political jokes. Don't make religious jokes. You don't know what that person's beliefs and values are, and will they support or not. It could ruin. It's if it works in your favor, it's fantastic, but you don't know, and what you don't know, don't challenge it. Rather stay away from it. Make sure that when you are talking to somebody, because you have scheduled a specific session, that your cell phone is off. Nobody wants to say the whole time. It's vibrating and this and that. No. So switch it off. Nobody wants it to ring. Oh yeah, I quickly need to take this. No, wrong. When I was still employing personal trainers and training personal trainers, um, big mistake. Big mistake. When we did practical demos as part of the evaluation, I had one of my colleagues phone them while they're busy with their demo to see what they would do. Would they take the call? Is their phone on? If I've paid 250 Rand for an hour, I want undivided attention from that trainer for that hour. It's fine if you walk up and down the gym between different apparatus and you, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you, Danica. If you talk to some of your other clients, but you don't, let's put the treadmill here on 10, 15, do it 15 minutes. Okay, all right, I'll be back just now. And then you go talk to somebody else. Boom. Same with sales. Because what is happening in a gym environment in the scenario I've just sketched? That trainer is busy selling. He's selling his services to somebody else. That's why it's not with a client that's paid, that's already a client and has paid for that session. When you're in a sales situation, people, undivided attention to the person that you're busy with, no interruptions. Your dress, your appearance, we've already addressed that. Be careful about personal hygiene. Okay, gooi maar die X onder elke arm, extra bietjie. Okay. Jy gaan baie gou agterkom as jy in 'n kliënt se werkplek of huis waar ook al die afspraak is. Very quickly you'll know, you can pick up by just observing and walking in what their beliefs and values are. So pick up on those small little things when you go into a presentation. That will tip you off. There will be cues on what to avoid, what subjects and topics to avoid. Sometimes you find that people have a lot of photographs of the sport teams that they support or certain aspects that's important to them displayed on their walls. That obviously, if you see a photograph of the customer or potential customer with somebody, with a celebrity, it's a good cue. Use that. Oh, I see you've met President Ramaphosa as well. I was at a function just the other day. He's quite a nice guy. I mean, he actually took some time to speak to each of us individually. Okay, that's my cue. That session is finished. Okay. So those are barriers of communication that we need to be aware of, and it provides us with a lot of very interesting cues on what to do and what not to do. To finish off the session, let's look at the golden rules for effective communication. Because they are golden rules, there's always a chance that you'll get them in a test or an exam. Build a rapport with your and trust with your potential customer. Clarify the customer's needs. Summarize it, give it back to them. The best way of communicating is to repeat what the person's answer were. So in other words, what you're saying is the following. That's the indication that you understand. It helps you to understand as well. Present your ideas clearly, address the customer's concerns, deliver a call to action. Don't be afraid, in other words, to push to ask that question. And be a good listener. Be a good listener is not the last on the list because it's the least important. I almost want to say that's the most important one. Okay. Boys and girls, thank you very much for your time today. It was it's been a long day for us. I will see you, everybody, again for completion of our revision on Thursday. I think Thursday we have a single period, the 3 o'clock one. Am I correct? No. 2:45 to 3 o'clock, yes. 2:45 to 3, the 5th period. Okay? Are we all good to go? Danica se kalm, daai twee se gered, eers en dan net lus gemaak nou. Right, guys, thanks for your time. If there's anything, use the email, drop me an email. Josh?
Yes, sir.
Exam is on Monday.
Yes, sir.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you only have till 12 o'clock. Yes. Midday, not tonight, midday. Get up early.
Yes, sir.
Nee, maar dat is my beter van die ander termyn so wat soos jy hier in middag. Anders mense my lus om.
Daar's ek alweer lus vir gaan lê.
Dan wil jy dit nie doen.
Guys, Lwando, you well? You good?
Yes.
Good stuff. Thanks very much. I'll upload these videos for you guys this afternoon when I'm finished with the 6th period, and then I'll see you guys for a Zoom session again on Thursday. Thanks, Hilla.
Thank you. Bye, sir.
Okay, keep well. Thanks, Lwando.